Hey everyone, another episode of the Realtor Coach here with Stephen Young here, brought to you by YoungRealtyAcademy.com. So this week we're here to talk about numbers, right? So if we're looking at the charts of where you want to go in terms of your goal setting, we have to first figure out where you're at. So today we're talking about the 2018 statistics for realtors, specifically in the Toronto market, mainly just because that's where I focus. But if you look at your marketplace, they are generally all over the place. You'll find these numbers. You'll figure out how many sales, how many agents, what the deal per agent is per year, what the average selling price is, and it'll give you an estimate of what the average marketplace will bring you anywhere in the world. So we're going to be talking about numbers today here on the Realtor Coach. So this week, last week we went to something called the annual general meeting for all realtors here in Toronto. They gave us this report. It's an annual report. Talks about the financial health of the board. Talks about the specific numbers of agents, members, what their general sales volumes are, and really it's a good indicator of where the market is at currently. So as of 2018, I know we're still a couple more months yet of sales, but the prediction is we're going to have 80,966 sales by the end of this year, end of 2018. Now, what does that mean to you as a realtor? Well, what that means is 52,094 agents are on the Toronto Real Estate Board. This is an all-time high in the entire history since 1928 of the Toronto Real Estate Board. There's never been a larger number of constituents here in the membership of Toronto. Now, what that means to you is, well, if you take the number of sales divided by the number of agents, that equals 1.55 transactions per agent per year. That's terrible numbers. So we're here to show you how to obviously increase that number, how to get more market share, and of course you don't want to be that agent who's doing the average of 1.55 or less, which is terrible. So what this works out to in 2018, the average sale price is $980,698 per sale on average. That equals $76,000, just over $76,000 per agent per year, which is why the marketplace in Toronto is so hot, because agents are getting into this. Imagine your first year in the business makes $76,000. That's a pretty good salary for most people. For me and here, Young Realty Academy at the Realtor Coach, that is awful numbers. Those are absolutely atrocious numbers. If you're doing anywhere near that and you're a client, we need to speak, because that is not what we produce. So what I want to give you is some comparison, because these numbers really don't mean anything, and these numbers are not great. Okay, so I'm giving you this example for a very specific reason. So in 2005, there was 84,145 sales, which equaled 5.3 deals per agent per year, but there was only 15,000 agents. Almost 16,000 agents. Why am I talking about 2005? 2005 is the year that I started the Toronto Real Estate Board. I was one of 16,000 agents. Back then, they were saying there's too many agents for Toronto. Now we've more than tripled that number in 13 years. But here's the surprising part. The amount of sales has actually gone down. So if you're tripling the amount of salespeople, why is the amount of volume going down? We're going to get to that here in a second. But here's what's really eye-opening. Each agent back in 2005, I was doing significantly more than this, but in 2005, the average agent in Toronto was doing 5.3 transactions per year, which is a fairly decent number. However, the problem with that is the average sale price back then was only $424,000, which meant you're only making $56,000 a year on average in 2005. So the amount of agents have tripled, the amount of sales have gone down, but the annual income has increased by $20,000. Still not a lot of money, but that's why so many people continue to pour into this market as realtors, and that's what you need to do to compensate that. So what I want to do, 2018, we're having an off year. The sales are down, the marketplace is not where it was. So we want to talk to you about what does it look like on a best case scenario. So we looked at the year 2016, which is the record year, to give you a little bit of a better comparison. So in 2016 was a record calendar year for sales in Toronto. These numbers are as follows: 113,133 sales for the calendar year of 2016. That is a big difference, a 30,000 sales drop in 2 years. That is a big difference of why in 2018 it's not fantastic in this market. Back then there was 47,711 realtors. The average 2.3 deals per year. The average sale price was $790,000. The average agent only made $46,000. 2005, remember, can you see that? 56,000 was the average in 2005. It goes to the best year ever in 2016, and you drop the amount of money. We go to the worst, one of the worst years we've had in probably about a decade, and the sales prices have gone through the roof. And why is that? Well, it's very simple. The average sales price has continued to escalate. So you have to do less work to earn more money, and that's why there's so many realtors getting into this business. Now, the reason why I mentioned this today, it's super, super important, is because if you're trying to grow your business into 2019, you've got to remember, you have a lot of competition here. So how are you going to get over and above this competition place? So what you have to understand is if you're growing your business and you want to increase from here to here, right? We focus a lot on what does your target look like for 2019? What's the goal you're setting? What's the new things you're going to be doing into the new year? We want to focus on what we're doing on today is where you're at. So what are you doing to separate yourself from the competition? So how you have to do is separate yourself from that competition is increase your skill set, which we talked about last week. But this week we want to make sure that you understand that you are now among 52,000 individuals in Toronto who are also competing for your business. They're all very capable. Well, let me correct that. They all have the ability to be capable, and they all have a license to sell real estate, and they will take your business instantaneously if you fail to do so yourself. So what we're doing here at Young Realty and Young Realty Academy and the Realtor Coach is we're coaching you step by step of how to increase your sales day to day, year to year, and that's what we're going to do to you. So what I want to talk to you about is we want to focus on where you're currently at. So where do you stack up with the competition among the 52,000 people who are competing for your business and your client base? You know, of the 80,000 market share, how many deals did you do last year of 80,000? You know, are you doing more than 1.5 deals per year? Are you averaging $980,000 in sales? Are you grossing more than $76,000 a year in commissions? So all of these numbers you need to know before you're moving into 2019. So what you want to focus on is where you're currently at. So today's topic is about the starting point. So if you compare this chart to what you're currently doing, there's a lot of ways to go from A to B, right? So there's a lot of ways to increase your sales in 2019. One, can you get more market share from the 52,000 people? Probably not. In 2 years, we've added over 5,000 agents. So that's not going to slow down anytime soon. People think this is easy money. So you can't really differentiate yourself too much. What about the 80,000 transactions? Will the market rebound next year? Possibly. But how can you carve out more of that sales? And then you want to increase this 1.55 deals per agent per year. It doesn't sound reasonable, but as a broker owner, trust me when I tell you, this is a very, very close number to people that we deal with. People we don't hire actually come in here with us and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. Now, the $980,000 average sales price is going to continue to increase, and the average commission is going to increase very slightly. But if you look back to what we were talking about earlier, it's actually gone down over the last couple of years and back up again. And there's less, you have to do less work to earn more money. And that's the attraction of real estate for a lot of people. But for you this week and this month and going into 2019, in order to increase your sales business, you got to focus on where you're at currently, where your competition is at, and how you can increase your numbers. And how you do it, you focus on these numbers, and you stick with me, Stephen Young, at the Realtor Coach. I'll talk to you next week.